Remember last week when I was telling to all of you The Boys first season was a masterpiece? If you don't remember that, you can take a look to my overview and the link can be found in the description below. I am Multi-Topic Talk. I bring you honest reviews of shows. I am not the most critical person out there, but I try my best. And as I said, I am honest. And I enjoy watching comic book stuff. So with that being said, we can now review The Boys Season 2. Did I like it? Did I didn't like it? Did I... Is it a step down or a step further? You will see with this review. Now, as I said, I am honest, and I will start off with this. I think it's many steps backward. It's not as good, and it's really sad because that show had a lot to offer with the first season. It was really hard for me to find stuff that were not good. That was very hard for me to find issues and flaws in the writing, the characters, and it was really hard for me to find stuff I didn't like. This is just my honest opinion. But here in this season, it's very different. It's so sad because I like a lot of it. The show did not become bad, but it didn't live up to my expectation. Well, I will be honest here again. I had no expectation coming to season 2 because I heard mixed stuff about it. So I should say it wasn't as good as season 1. It just wasn't. And it's really sad. So, there were a lot of good things in it and a lot of bad things. I will start with one of the things I didn't like. A train. He is still alive. And guess what happens this season? They are lazy or they don't know what to do with him. So they tell again the story of him being out of the 7. I say they tell it again because in season 1, at some point, someone breaks his leg and he is scared and he feels like he cannot live. He doesn't have a life if he's not a train. And then with season 2, they do the same. They take him out of the team because he's not as good. So tell me, writer, why being lazy? I did like the fact that at the end he did something to the plot, but anybody else could have done such thing. Why him? Because you need him to help out the good guys, so you make him relevant in season 2? No. Look, this show so far looks afraid to take some risk by killing off important character. It really looks afraid for that. Even if we had people dying, like the previous leader of Vought, she died, but she was one of the villains. Translucid died, but that was important to the plot. So the body count is really low for a show that wants to be edgy and dark. Well, dark, I don't know, because it's a lot comedy and there's a lot of laugh. I will be honest, there is a lot of laugh here. Now, I really didn't like a train storyline. I just cannot stand that character anymore. I think in season 1, it was made this way, so you hate him, but because the writing is good, not because he's a bad character. The writing was good with him. But with season 2, it feels like he's just there because diversity. And they laugh at that. The diversity hires I liked that part of the message because they were laughing at the left side. But then the whole message of the show is the right are crazy, they are villains. The left is as bad as the right. But of course, the writer think, girl, get it done. Look, I don't care about satire. I think satire, if well used, is good and it's fun and it's entertaining. But if you take a tone to preach at people, if you think the satire you do is not satire but it's the truth, you lost yourself into your comedy. I say that because I feel each time they say, girl, get it done, it's not to satire feminism. No, they want to praise at it and say, look, girl, get it done. I don't care about feminism, but here's the thing. You satire so much stuff and you don't have the balls to satire feminists because you truly believe on what you say. Because the female are all the good ones. Stormfront died, but Starlight, Maeve, they are near perfect. Maeve has more flaws than Starlight, to be honest. And I kind of like that aspect. They didn't turn Maeve as that perfect character that everyone should be. I'm fine with it. She still has flaws. But Starlight this season, I started to feel like she has no flaws and they don't want her to have any flaws. Maybe physically she's not as able as other people, which is normal. But here again, the boys were not able to stop Stormfront because they left the RPGs in the car and they were too far away. That's fine. But I just wish one of the 7, a guy in the 7, would be a good guy, but they're all jerks or villains. Take a deep look into it. Deep. Even if they try to place him in the redemption path, he is not there. He is not a good guy. He is a a-hole. As simple as that. Take a look at Homelander. He's one of the few villains. And take a look at Black Noir. He is another villain. They are really shy to like have guys being good guys because even the good guys, the boys, they are very gray-ish. They kill people, they do stuff. So you cannot tell like they are example for others. Yui, I think he is the closest thing we can have to a good guy, but even there, he is the one that killed Translucid in season 1. So this means he's not really like, he had good intention, but he's not a good guy. Let's be honest here. The church. The church is so annoying. I like the fact that they laugh at that, but what I don't like, it's in every single episode. Look, a church joke. Look, a church joke. Look, 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 look. At some point you're like, can you take shots at something else, please? So, right now I look like someone that really hated that season. I will be honest, I did not hate the season, but it was really hard for me to watch sometime. I rolled my eyes a lot. But this is coming from someone that I've seen 6 seasons of Supergirl and 3 seasons of Batwoman. So I've seen worse. And this is what I say right now. Despite my complaints, I do think there are worse shows out there. And there are shows that are much more woke than this. But I won't shy away from the issues I got. I just won't shy away from that. I think this season is many steps backward. Now, what did I like? Well, it was still entertaining. Um, I think another issue is the pacing. It's the same length as season 1, but it felt longer. Now, I have a theory here on why. It's probably because I didn't like it as much as season 1. And it's really the same length. They really tried to give 8 hours shows, which is fine. But it's very hard for me to like watch and think, will I rewatch this if each single episode are 1 hour long? I know I will rewatch season 1 for fun. No need of content creation or stuff for my YouTube channel. I know. Season 2, if I ever go back again and watch it again, it's for sake of content. I know I will never be driven back to that season for fun. Because that season is much weaker. I do see it's still well written. It's still entertaining. But the politics they inject makes it really hard for me to watch and enjoy. It is really hard for me to enjoy. Now, this season, Butcher got great material. I think he is amazing. Yui, amazing. Frenchie is as cool as season 1, but I feel like Frenchie was placed more aside. He didn't got that big of a role outside of episode 6. I think in episode 6 we get a backstory with the guy that burned people. Episode 6, by the way, was amazing. It was the only amazing episode that I gave 10 out of 10. Outside of that, the first episode was kind of good, but it was many step down. It was a 9 out of 10. And the rest is between 7, 6 and stuff. So I really enjoyed 2 episodes. Well, episode 7 was good as well, to think about it. That was a 9.5 there. But the season finale, as much as I was enjoying, I don't think it's as good as other episodes in the show. Now we get the CIA girl that I kind of liked in season 1. She got killed off really early in the season. And it's fine. I mean, I say they are shy to kill off characters because I feel like a train should have died. I also feel like Black Noir should die. As much as Black Noir... Okay, let's speak about Black Noir. That guy is amazing. I think he's my favorite in the 7 right now. But here's the thing. You cannot do much with this character because he's a killer and he doesn't speak, which is great. It's part of his character. I think that's because he doesn't speak that I like him so much, you know? That character is great, but here's the thing. He's really hard to kill. And I don't feel like he can have a good character arc. I don't see it. Because he doesn't speak. You don't know the guy. All you know is he is the idea of a killer. He's just a killer. Nothing more, nothing less. And he's cool. Don't get me wrong. He's cool. He's not a flaw in the show, but I feel like at some point you need to kill him off. He doesn't bring that much greatness into the show. Even if I said earlier it's my favorite in the 7, it doesn't mean I need a spin-off with him. It doesn't mean I want him to have a bigger role. I don't. I just think he's really cool. And I think that's the intent of that character, just being cool and having good scenes and action and stuff. But here's the thing, he's just there for eye candy. Even if he's fully clothed, what I mean by there is, he's just there to entertain you. He doesn't bring anything to the storytelling anywhere. Maeve, on the other hand, she is a very likable character. Maeve is a broken hero that became more of a gray person, and that she tried to come back in the right path because Starlight influenced her. Starlight drive her back in the right way. And I'm good with it. I enjoy a lot Maeve. Maeve is just amazing. And they did laugh. They did took a shot at LGBTQ plus by saying Maeve is not fully lesbian, so she's not as good as full lesbian stuff. And I think that was funny because when you speak to some people, they're like, if you parody what they say, they're like, either you're gay or you're hetero. You cannot be in between. As I said, it's when you speak to some people. That's the way it happens. So Maeve is a good representation of some people, and using Maeve attraction is amazing because it's there to have some kind of joke about that. They did really good job for me hating and liking at the same time Stormfront. She was a very likable character despite the fact that the people really wanted to make her a villain, and she was a villain, let's be honest. So when you like that much a villain, that means the writing is good. And yeah, the writing of Stormfront was good. I will say that. It was good. Homelander, we get a bit more of him. He is interesting, but I want other villains. I think with season 1 and 2 together, I got enough of Homelander. Now, does this mean he wasn't good in season 2? No. He did his job. He was another villain they needed in the show. So yes, it was entertaining. But I don't feel like there's any other room for him to grow. And if you keep a character around that can't grow, it's just filling screen time for the sake of screen time. And I don't really like that. When any show is doing it, I'm like, I don't like that character. I will give a good example in Arrow. Laurel in season 3 and 4 of Arrow, I could not stand her. She was just there to fill screen time. And even there, she had some kind of character arc, but it didn't make sense. Regardless, right now we are speaking about the boys. The new leader of VOT is kind of cool. I enjoy him a lot. Butcher, as I said, amazing. Yui, the Latino guy. I think he's Latino or black. It's hard for me to tell. The guy with the daughter. You know what I'm talking about. If you have seen it. So this guy, I feel like he's just there to be there. I don't hate him. He's likable. But he's there because sometimes it's funny. He has some funny scenes. His character is not as great as the other boys. He is the weak part of the boys. And I feel like 2 seasons in, I barely know him. He had no material. So I really want that guy in season 3, if he's still around, to have somewhat of a storyline. I want him more crafted and more interesting. Right now, he just feels like he's there to fill screen time. And as I said, it doesn't mean he's a bad character. It doesn't mean that. No, no, no. Now, another character I want out is Deep. Deep, I cannot stand him. Look, early in the season, I think he was very interesting. And then he had material. Look, Deep had good material, but I feel like right now Deep had enough. With season 1 and 2 together, Deep had enough. I don't need more Deep. He is not interesting enough. What else? The action, as usual, it's entertaining. Seeing Soup having fight with each other. The burning guy was great. He was like in 3 episodes, 2 episodes. He did his job. And very fast, you latch on that character because he's well written and entertaining. You're like, wow. And at the end, the guy just kills himself. It's really dark. So, yeah. I think I've spoken of. Look, I will also speak about Starlight here. Starlight is eye candy, and that's it. As much as Starlight was great in season 1, in season 2 she didn't feel as good as what she was in season 1. I will be honest here. She didn't get material like her mother, man. Her mother feels like, look, the mother is made in a way it's a parody of what a mother is. It's satire and you should laugh. But I will be honest here, I cannot stand that character. I don't find that character likable or well written. She is stupid. She doesn't feel like a character. She feels like a plot device. She is there to give something to Starlight. I don't like that. I just don't. I had enough of the mother in season 1, but then now I get even more in season 2. I don't like that side character. She reminds me of Donna Smoke in Arrow, the worst character ever made. Yes, I said it. Starlight Mother, please, kill her off. Get rid of that. She doesn't belong in that show. What I like about this show is how well most of the characters are written. They are smart. The characters, they thought about these characters. The backstory, their story itself in the show, they thought about that. But Starlight Mother, laugh, laugh, laugh. It's funny, right? She's obnoxious, but you must laugh, right? Right? She's not a character. She's not. Now, I will speak about another character, the redhead with like curly hairs. It's hard to say, like Homelander assistant. I don't know her name. I'm really bad with names, and there are so many characters in this show. So, that girl, if you know what I mean, she's fine. But I don't need more screen time with her. I just don't. She's just like Black Noir. She's written in a way she serves the plot. And she's kind of cliche, and it's the intent. That's what they want you to think. Oh, look at that cliche girl. So that's fine. And I will go back to Stormfront. Even if they turn her into that Nazi in the early stage of the season, she was only a good looking character, and she didn't seem to be a villain. That's the most interesting part about that. She turned into a villain when she killed the Chinese brother. Speaking about the Chinese brother, that was good material there. I liked it so much. The reveal that Stormfront is actually a killer that enjoy killing. I like the reveal a lot. And each time the sister was seeing Stormfront at TV and she had red eyes because she was angry. Speaking about the girl. Yes, the girl. She feels like Black Noir. They are like the same kind of character. But I think she's much more important than Black Noir. And here's why. She's with the good guys, and she's one of the best weapons the good guys have. Because she's almost like, it's really hard to kill her. It's really, really hard to kill her. Now, I will go back to Homelander. Homelander. I think they hinted at a weakness he has, the sound waves that drove him crazy. It's not enough of a weakness, man. That guy is OP. You need a specific device to take him down. Part of Superman's charm. Rocks can shut him down. If you got the right rock, he is shut down. Even if you melt the rock and it becomes gas, you shut down Superman. Homelander so far, we are 2 seasons in, he's the focus, and yet it seems like the only weakness he has is the sound weapon they used in episode 8. That bothers me. How can you stop him? Maybe if you hit him enough, but I mean, he will burn you alive. He killed so many people. He is just that OP, and it's not that interesting. I had enough of Homelander. I know he will be in season 3 because I've heard mixed things about season 3. But what can I do? I'm not the writer, right? Now, with everything being said, I think this season I first gave it 8 out of 10 based on the numbers I was giving. But I don't think it deserves it. I think 7 out of 10. I took away an entire point. And here's why. The message bothered me so much. It feels like a Supergirl with more adult theme and darker stuff in it. And it's more than just girl get it done. It's throughout the entire season. The 8th speech, the parallel, like Homelander is blonde. It's clearly a ripoff. Like they clearly want to mirror Donald Trump. It's obvious. So there's a lot of the message insert there. Sometimes they landed funny stuff about the message. As I said, diversity higher. I had such a great laugh because it's a good reflect of what's going on. So 7 out of 10 for me. Will I rewatch? As I said, I don't think I will rewatch. If I do rewatch, it's for content because I have a YouTube channel. I create content. So creating content would drive me back into that season, but I just didn't like it enough. Even if I give it 7, it's because I recognize the show has value. Season 2 is still well written despite my issues and what I didn't like. But lazy should not mean you give a pass, you know? Spoke about being lazy with a train storyline, being a rehash of what he had in season 1. In season 1, that was one of my favorite part of it. Even if my review didn't cover it, I had my Red Blue podcast covering it. We spoke about The Boys season 1 and the anxiety to perform, to be the best of the best. It was really interesting the way they approached it in season 1. But with season 2, they missed the mark because it's the same character arc, but instead of a broken leg that put him out of the 7, it's Homelander. So, yeah. Now, as usual, we will go read some comment on Rotten Tomato. I don't want to sound like an echo chamber of any sorts. That's why we do that kind of stuff. So I'm curious to see if I'm the only one that was pissed at the numerous politic stuff insert and stuff. Am I the only one? Looks like I'm only 10% away of the audience score. Interesting, right? Now let's find out why. Why people enjoyed it more than me. Maybe they are not as critical as me. Maybe the message didn't bother them as much as me. We will see. Painfully juvenile series. The weakest season of The Boys. The best season so far. Interesting. Now we have to very long. And we got someone saying perfect superhero series. Season 1 is a masterpiece. Season 2 is not. So here we are with the longer ones. A bit of a step down from the first season. While season 2 start off strong, it is bogged down by a few uninteresting storyline, and the central character Stormfront is a bit of a mess in my own opinion. The character has facets that seems contradictory to me, and I ultimately didn't buy into her after a while. The ending also feels too much like a reset, which makes me worried that they don't have a proper plan for where the show is going. The characters are still interesting, and the main conflict is engaging. I just hope we get more of it going forward. I hope season 3 is better. That's what I hope. The Boys' second season does suffer with some part of its storytelling and some part feel a bit poorly thought out, but it is still a highly riveting and fun watch with mostly sharp writing, thematic depth, and compelling character development, furthering the plot with boatload of great performance despite being a tad weaker than the first season. So, this show has shocking things happen for the sake of having shocking things happen with no real plot. Everything is set up to create obligatory, shocking, subversive moment for the sake of them. Absolutely mean-spirited show with unlikable and boring protagonists. I disagree. Now, I must add something else. By the end, when the kid kills Stormfront and kills his mother, basically, wow, that was great storytelling. He wanted to save his mother, but ending up like killing her off. I haven't seen it coming, and that was kind of cool. So yeah, let's keep going. A phenomenal second season that will start weaker than the first one. Once get going with a wild third episode. It's completely unhinged and unpredictable with a griping and emotional finale. The satire and violence is stronger than ever. However, what keeps it engaging is the interaction between its main character and its constant slow building of a realized and unique narrative for the superhero genre. The Boys Season 2 improved on an already amazing Season 1. Homelander becomes a bigger threat, and some new characters really make the season exciting. Great season and great TV. Now, before we end this, I want to add more. That could have been interesting if they went the route where Butcher actually raised the kid that killed his wife. But it's obvious they will not do it. It's kind of sad. And I don't want to see that. Parenting, it looks boring. I mean, it's a superhero TV show. It's not a family drama. Outside of that, season 2, 7 out of 10 for me. Most people think it's better. And a lot of people agree with me and they didn't really enjoy that season. With that being said, have you seen The Boys? If you did, let me know. What did you think of season 1 and 2? Leave a comment in the description below. Don't forget to like if you liked it. If you did not like it, well, thank you for watching and I wish you a great day. And don't forget, if you enjoyed DC Marvel stuff, subscribe to the channel. Hell yeah. See you next time.